Okay, I think we're live. Yes, we are. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 102 of Nansen Office Hours. This week we're joined by Edgar from our engineering team, who helped build the new. I think I have got it on another screen. Sorry about that, but we have. There we go. My bad. So we are episode 102, and this is going to be on our Smart Money dashboard. I'm joined by Edgar today, and he's going to run us through the changes that we've made to the Smart Money dashboard, explain what Smart Money is, and then we will go through some Smart Money DEX trades in real time. I already know that one of my custom labels is showing up in the DEX trades, and that's very interesting address. So tune into the end when we go through that. If you're not already subscribed to the Nansen YouTube channel, make sure you do. We've just hit 11,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. And before further ado, Edgar, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Edgar, data engineer at Nansen. Yeah, super happy to contribute to surfacing the signal from smart money, from onchain, and also to work with our wonderful team who has put in so much toil and effort to bring in all of these insights that we can see there.
So to our viewers who might not be familiar with smart money, could you give us an explainer for what smart money is?
Yes. Smart money is provably profitable traders on the blockchain. So traders, wallet addresses who we can see and track down from the start of Ethereum history on how they've traded on decentralized exchanges, how they've managed their positions, how they've claimed airdrops, how they've done liquidity, mining, earning rewards, etc. So taking all of these activities, there's a million ways to lose money on the blockchain. Yet there is the cream of the crop who is making money, and our purpose here is to surface those and to see where is profit being made, when, how, and what's even then more important, how can we take those past actions and do something predictive so that we can do predictive trades upfront. There are then, as I mentioned, multiple different types of smart money, which are all then available on Nansen. If you search Nansen labels on Google, you get a very good blog post that goes into very detailed definitions on what are the different types of smart money and what the labels all means. But to outline some more popular ones, we have Airdrop Pro, who is addresses that have received a significant number of airdrop in terms of monetary value from unique tokens. We have first mover liquidity provider, who are addresses who are consistently with the first 100 addresses to interact with a liquidity pool. We have smarter LP liquidity, even smarter liquidity providers who are then have made significant realized profit from liquidity provision, where profit is defined by the value of assets at time of liquidity removal, and also holding the assets and not getting suffered by impermanent loss.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other labels on there as well, and I'll make sure to update the description later on with that document that Martin's done. So shout out Martin. Some of the smart money labels that I find quite interesting are those smart money DEX traders over the 7 and 30 days. You know, these are profitable traders, really profitable traders over the 7 or 30 days, as the name implies. And from there, you can also see some of the narratives that form, maybe if you're a bit of a degenerate, then these are addresses that you can kind of track and just see what they're doing, and maybe just see what's going on. So let's take a look at our smart money dashboard. So Edgar, do you want to walk us through everything that's here?
Yeah, sure. So we have the smart money top traders, which are then various wallet addresses that have bought a token at some time. And so we're summarizing how much they bought, how much they've sold, what's their average purchase price and cost, and then what is the P&L that they've made from it. The table is then sorted by default sorted by net USD amount, which then shows you directly the realized profits that those addresses have made. If the sold amount is 0, then that means that they bought, but they haven't yet realized their profits. So their net is then negative. Yeah, and then from here we can then directly see what are the top trades, individual trades on single tokens that wallets have made. Coming down, then we have smart money performance, so top traders, and these we can then see in the last 7-day, 30-day, and 90-day perspective, where then who are the top wallets when they're plotted on the return on investment and their absolute P&L that they've made. So you can then also see like a quick overview of which tokens they've been trading there.
And it's really that simple of like just jumping in, isn't it? You just see the address and say, okay, what's this address? Okay, this is a smart money DEX trader at 30 days. You can click on their little plot and then just see what's in their portfolio. So this is just one random example that I've gone through, and you can just see this token here, R-Pill. I assume that's Red Pill, and they've made 30,000 on it, and they're currently trading other meme coins.
Exactly. So maybe to clarify, so we can see a couple of different smart DEX trader labels. So we see the 7-day DEX trader label, 30-day DEX trader label, 90-day, and 180-day. That means that in this time period, they've been profitable. So that they have opened and closed their trades, let's say in the last 7 days. Following someone who's a 7-day trader can be quite volatile. There can be quite a lot of luck involved, for example. Yet then probably they have captured the most recent trend accurately. Someone can be both a 7-day, 30-day, and 90-day smart DEX trader, which means that in all of those time periods, they have managed to capture good trades. So these are the strong wallets to follow. Going on on the overview page, we then have a couple of more broad overview charts. So stablecoin holding is a good macro indicator showing where the mind of the smart money is. So when the chart is peaking, so for example when it was in mid 2022, that was the maximum risk of state, where smart money was mostly in stable coins. And as we see starting from 2023, they've been slowly increasing their crypto holdings and decreasing their stablecoin holdings. So we're nearing almost peak big risk on behavior here, which is somewhat interesting here.
Yeah, take that as you do. Yeah, I think it's one of the really interesting things to always constantly look at, just to see how smart money is behaving in the market. You know, don't use this as like the holy gospel or whatever, but nevertheless, it's just one of those good indicators to keep an eye on. You know, if smart money is risk on or risk off, maybe that can help with your research when you're doing some due diligence into a token.
Absolutely. And then we have the sector flows, where our research team continuously maps various tokens into sectors. so that we can then get an idea which narratives and which trends are picking up steam and which tokens are being allocated to.
So this new balance tab, this is new. Can you tell us a bit about how that works and why you built it?
For sure. The balance tab does exist in Nansen 1 also, but we have given it a significant revamp to make it more usable and surface the signal better. So what I find most interesting here is exactly the smart money token holdings and how they have changed, how various tokens have then changed in the past 1 hour, 24-hour, 7-day, and 30 days. So how I would often use this is, for example, there is also the column that shows the total smart money holders. If you simply sort the chart by 30-day percent, then you see some quite astronomical figures here. However, if you filter, for example, use the filter and then put in a number of holders, let's say more than 5. Then it's tokens where we have at least 5 smart money holders. And now we can then look at, we can then sort it again by, let's say, last 24 hours, and we can see where has the allocation changed the most. And now this to me is one of the biggest alpha hunting tools here. So taking into consideration maybe some other metrics like the total balance, so that obviously if you increase your balance from 100 to 200 or 100 to 20,000, you get astronomical percent changes. But if total balance is somewhere around tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, and then it increases by 200% in 24 hours, that's something to look into.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think I think you made a really good point in there. It's just because there's some smart money there, and the percentage increase might look attractive. I think you have to take it with a pinch of salt. And then we also had this smart money leaderboard. Yeah, let's run through that.
For sure. Yeah, smart money. So this shows the biggest smart money whales on chain, who we have managed to find out. And what this shows is their total, the rank by the total balance, and then showing which tokens have been flowing out from those wallets, and what is then their centralized exchange deposit volume. So the connection here is that let's say we take the jump trading 0x F558. And we see that their total token balance is about 132 million. And we see the tokens that have been flowing out of there, and we see their centralized exchange deposits. So this is almost building up a selling pressure, right? So if somebody is depositing tokens to a centralized exchange, that can sometimes indicate sell pressure, which is then something to look out for. And if large wallets make such movements, then that's especially attention grabbing. So then we can go into the specific wallet, look at the transactions, see is it unidirectional, bidirectional, are they market making, are they selling? There's all these different aspects that we still need to take into account when we look at these figures, but it can give you a good starting point on that journey.
We've just had a question on YouTube about sectors. So on the overview section here, someone's asked, what tokens are in these sectors, and is there any way for us to see what they are?
Excellent question. So for this, we have another dashboard, which is called the Token Paradise, which allows you to dive deeper into this. And then in Token Paradise, you can look at the market data, you can look at token flows, and you can look at on-chain metrics. And the all sectors filter allows you to filter down the specific tokens in a sector, and then you can see what's in there.
Yeah, for example, and you can select as many as you like. So DeFi asset management and gaming. Here we go, and then from there you can add whatever other filters you want to put in and sort. whatnot. So if we want to do the biggest change over the last 7 days, we can see that these tokens are the highest performing ones in here. Paper's an interesting token, and maybe we can, if there's any smart money trades, we can dive into that a bit later on. I noticed there's been quite a lot of movement on this token, particularly over the past week. You obviously can see with the price change, and I think that's part to do with like a wider theme on Starknet. Blockchain gaming, another token called Lords, has also received quite a lot of attention recently. So there's something that we could potentially dive in later if a smart money DEX trader has made a trade on there later. But going back,
because in the bear market, the fundamentals matter more, and then as bull market hits in, then narratives run over fundamentals. So this is your ultimate narrative hunting tool, basically.
100%. And so just talking about smart money DEX trades, we can go on to this tab here, which is DEX trades. And as the name would imply, these are DEX trades. And this is really quite interesting. I've been playing around with it for the past couple of days whilst in development, and I really like it. But Edgar, do you want to like explain how it works and how you could potentially use it?
Right. So balances, for example, can be affected by transfers. You can transfer from between your wallets, between or from centralized exchanges or anything like that. So then DEX Trades tab gives you a specific view on what's happening on DEXs specifically. So what do you see here is what are then the tokens that smart money is buying or selling. You can filter this down to see only new tokens, and you can see how many total buyers have there been in the last 24 hours, and how many of those are first-time buyers. So are there new traders coming into a specific token?
Yeah, and this is a good example of just again picking up narratives and so on. We've just had another question, Edgar. Someone has just asked, Ellen's asked, can you give a definition of a profitable trader? Is this someone who has made a $10 trade, who's made a $10 trade and then or $1,000 trade? Does the amount size matter, or is it the returns?
Yeah, size definitely matters. And so, for example, our all-time smart DEX traders need to have at least $1.5 million worth of assets, and there's certain exclusions that we have made in there also. Also in the shorter term time ranges, we have added filters to only surface actually meaningful traders, and not dust amounts don't make it to smart money.
Okay, brilliant. So yeah, that's just the whole buy and sell. You can kind of add your own filters and play around. I'm noticing a few interesting tokens here, especially our stake here. I think that's on that restaking narrative, which is interesting. A few meme coins here, but again, this is only for new tokens. If we zoom out, we can see a lot of ETH, USDC, wrap Bitcoin, other stuff, which is expected given the size and the familiarity that these addresses will play around with. And then there's also tokens traded. This is really, really fun. Journey, who's someone in our team, she's been sharing a few ways that she uses it, and I'm quite excited about seeing how this gets taken off. So yeah, do you want to run through it?
Yeah, there's a lot of different rabbit holes just in this chart alone. So for example, there you can see the top tokens traded on 24 or 7-day view, which in the default view gives you a lot of the big ETH, stable coins, etc. So you can now untoggle the stablecoin and ETH variations. So it already starts getting slightly more interesting. So obviously Bitcoin has been running the show in recent days. We can then open up the all filters, and here you can then look at, let's say we can look at only new tokens. New tokens is everything that's launched in the last I think it was 30 days. I always have to check, was it 30 days, 90 days? I think it was 30 days. We should add that little snippet there. That would help. Yes. So for example, here you can see the top tokens traded. There's other ways that you can then dive into this. Yeah.
We've just got another question as well. When does the smart money buy sell dashboard update? So
it's live. So it's live. The data is all of our platform is always live. At most, there are charts that may update in every few minutes, but effectively everything is live data. You see it as it happens.
Thank you very much. And I think there is another question as well. There's a lot of crazy options, but what would be the process to find a potentially great trade? I think we can kind of touch on that when it comes to this next tab here of DEX Trades, where we can see trading happening in real time, and then maybe go through the process of, okay, I'm on the dashboard, I've just seen a trade, what do I do?
Right. I think the first thing to think in using all of Nansen, and even broader than Nansen, any analytics tool, is like, what's your trading style? Are you a day trader? Are you a high frequency trader? Are you a day trader? Are you monthly, weekly? Do you trade after work? Do you trade on the weekends? All of these are important, and based on following from that, you should choose your analytical method here. So let's start with like a direct day trader, for example. So somebody who is every day following everything. For him, following him or her, following the live DEX trades is a great tool here, because you see it as it's happening, who is buying what, when and how. And now if you scroll through those tabs here, you can start forming some sort of an idea of which tokens are being bought at this very moment. If you're more into doing a few trades every week, then you should more look at, let's say, the weekly tabs and 7-day tabs, and then you can see what are the trends in 7 days. It's similar when you look at price charts. Someone may have a 1 minute or 1 hour view, and other people may have a 4 hour and a day view. It just depends on your style, and depending on that, you should kind of fine tune your views, and everyone has to find their own workflow from here. But if you don't want that, then open up the overview tab and buy the first token.
Not financial advice, obviously.
And
then I think when it comes to this, the great thing about Nansen too is that we've made it a lot more easier for you to personalize and make it work for you. So if you are someone who is checking the 1 minute chart, you've got tools for that. If you're taking a much longer view, you've got the tools for that. And then you can use things such as our smart money dashboard to get an indication of where the flow is going, just so you can help understand your the narratives that are taking place, and not having to spend all your time on crypto Twitter like some of us.
Maybe a little bit too much.
Maybe a little bit too much. So I did say there was an address that I've got as a custom label here that is really interesting, and made a trade just before this office hours went live. And I think it's an address that I'd like to share with all of you guys here, because it's definitely interesting. It's why I've labeled it. And when I was playing around with Nansen about a month ago, I was looking at Bitcoin movements, and that's not the real Bitcoin, it's the meme token Bitcoin. And I was looking at a signal that came through. And if you don't know what signals are, I'll just show you right here. These are unique on-chain movements that happen in real time, and we can just go through them and say, oh, this is an interesting movement, you can dive in. I noticed an interesting Bitcoin movement, but all the addresses bought apart from one, and it was that address that I've custom labeled. So if I go in here, and we can go into this trade in a moment, and we can see their total balance. It's quite significant. They've been doing quite well over the past year, consistently winning on chain. This is always an interesting thing to see. We can see this.
Open up the transactions tab also to see what are they doing right now.
You can see so much, and you can see they are consistently playing around on chain, and they are doing loads of things. And so I'll show you the Bitcoin, and this is why I've labeled this address specifically for Bitcoin. And if we go here, this is the wallet profile for token. So you can see the address and the token that you've highlighted and just see their activity. And as you can see, consistently throughout the year, they are selling and they're trading Bitcoin every time, and they're making consistent wins, which is really interesting to see. And you can see how they're doing these trades. So if this is a token that you might be interested in, say you're a meme coin trader, this address is something that you might find particularly interesting. And as you can see, they've made $70,000 on it, which is quite interesting. But the trade that they've just made, if we go back, is for this token Enos. I have no idea what this is. Edgar, do you have any idea?
No idea, no. It looks good, nice and small, so good upside ahead.
Yeah, maybe, who knows? And so I have no idea what this token is, and we can see that this address, the price is this purple line here shows the price, the balance that the address has had, and the volume in and out. And so they've been trading this at the moment. They still currently hold a significant balance. They've just bought some now by the dip, by the looks of things. Maybe they're thinking that this has upside. As we know, this is a smart money DEX trader. Maybe this is a position that they're thinking is going well for them. You can see the other tokens that they're holding at the moment. I know Arbitrum is gaining a lot of momentum at the moment. And so when it comes to tickers, you can just hover over and see recent price action. So up 18%. There's a lot of speculation and narratives going on around that at the moment. Again, RSTK, we spoke about that earlier. And then there's some meme tokens and some other tokens here. So it's interesting to see that this address is currently making trades, consistently making trades, and you can see what they're doing. So they're very active on chain. I don't know how this activity compares to you, Edgar, but I'd say they're definitely more active than I am.
Yeah, there's a lot of sniping and a lot of like high frequency things happening. So even if an address is not a smart contract, they can still be a bot, right? Like you can control a wallet address through a bot, for example, that acts on certain things. So that's something that we have to all go in and understand.
And then what you can do from there, if for example you find an address you like, you can add it to your watch list, or you can add a custom label like I've done already. So I can say, oh, whenever I see smart money activity, I go, oh, this address is doing something. Maybe they're doing something that I will find interesting in the future. And so it immediately draws my attention beyond the other addresses because it has that label next to it. Is there any interesting DEX trades that you want to dive into, Edgar, before we finish this episode?
Right. Yeah, I guess in when you look at all of this data, you have to kind of make it clear for you. Are you looking for discovery? Are you looking for due diligence? If you're looking for discovery, then find a profitable wallet, track them, set smart alerts for them, and see what they're doing moving forward, right? Then capture so that you can catch them right at that moment. And then if you're doing due diligence, you already have a token, then find out who has bought it, who's bought it, who sold it, when did they buy it, when did they sell it. That's a way that there are those different modes is how I would often use Nansen myself.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. We've just had a question. Why can't I see signals directly in token God mode for a specific topic? I know we're currently making changes to signals to improve it. So as you currently see signals in the signals tab and the signals feed, we are making changes to improve it, just so we can make it more personalized and even better than what we have at the moment. And just I'm conscious that we've got another minute left. I think we've gone through everything on this dashboard. You can use C Smart Money in other aspects, as I said, through like the signals feed, and you can filter specifically just for Smart Money token flow. So if you see anything really interesting that's an outlier, it's a good opportunity for you to just dive straight into maybe even the juiciest like movements. I think that's pretty much it for today. Edgar, is there anything else you want to run through?
Yeah, so much, but time is up. So feel free to message us on Twitter or Discord, or get in touch. And there's so much to unpack here. So let's take the conversation offline.
If you have any feedback for us, send us a message on our social media channels. They're all in the description below. I'll update the description to include any other dashboards that we mentioned today. And make sure you've liked and subscribed. Thank you for tuning in to Office Hours, and the next episode will be in 2 weeks. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.